Hello, today's video is variations of a flap over fun fold. So if you watched my video last week, I showed you a card. This was designed by my friend Gwen, and this is the card, and it opens like this. So this is the card that we're going to be making today. I'm Karen Slawinski. I'm so glad that you joined me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in Akron, Ohio. And so I have designed this card in different colors, different papers. And then I also have a lot of variations. So you don't have to do it exactly like this. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. I'm even going to show you a different orientation. So after I make the card, please keep watching so that you can see all the other variations. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I will have details of this card on my blog, which is thepowerofacard.blogspot.com. I love it when you leave me comments and you give me a thumbs up. And I really hope that you enjoy this fun fold today. So once again, this is the card that was designed by Gwen. And I really love this, such a nice masculine card. So I thought we would do it in some beautiful fall colors. So what we're going to need, so I have my basic white envelope, and then I have some layers of designer series paper. So this is the Gathering Together Specialty Designer Series paper. So I have two pieces that are 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So those are going to be for our flaps. Then we also need two pieces that are square, and these are 3 1/4 inch square. So I chose a couple coordinating papers. In fact, that's the back side of this one, so it works perfectly. And then we need some Cajun craze. So our card base is your standard 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and we're going to score that. Then we need a piece of basic white. This is going to be for the inside, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to set that out of the way. And then we're going to need a piece for our flap. So this is a 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, and we're going to be scoring that. I also have a little piece here. This is about 2 1/2 by 3/4. And then I did a label, and I actually brought this back from the retreat. So this is the 3 banner punch. So you need either about a 1/2 inch strip for your sentiment, or you could use that punch. So let us knock everything over here. Let us move all my pieces, and we are going to start by scoring this. So for here, let me get my cutting blade out of the way. This is really easy to score. So we're going to put this in here. We're going to score at 2 1/8, and then 4 1/4. So super simple. And you could actually just fold your cardstock if you wanted to. And then my other piece, we are going to score that at 3 1/2. So it's going to have this is the part that is going to be the flap. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to grab my bone folder here. I'm going to give everything a nice crease. So that is our flap. And then for our card, we're going to fold it over and then give that a crease. And then it's just going to fold back. Okay, super easy. So time to decorate. So I am choosing this one for the inside and this one for here. So pretty paper, isn't it? Oh, it's really kind of hard to put the gold foil part on the back side, or the the underneath side, but I really wanted this plaid. I don't know how the trees are by you, but we still have quite a few trees with their leaves. That's probably going to end tomorrow or Monday, or I mean Tuesday, because I'm supposed to get some snow. I don't think we're going to get much, but wet, heavy snow on any leaves are just not a good thing. All right, so let's put this one here. Just squish it in place. Okay, then for our flap. So we're going to decorate and kind of just decide which way you want up. And then we're going to glue this square, and that's going to fit perfectly on here. Okay, turning it over. I want my leaves going up and down. So I'm going to glue this down. This one's going to come together so easily. It looks really impressive. So when you make this, your recipients of your cards are going to be very impressed, but you'll see just how easy it is. Now what we need to do is add this flap to our card. So I'm going to put mine pretty much in the middle of the card. You could move it up or down depending on what you wanted. So what I'm going to do is place glue on this flap. Keep it pretty close to the edge. Okay, make sure I didn't go over. And then I am just going to eyeball this, and it's going to go right to this edge, just like so. Okay, press that down. Okay, so that is our basic card right now. So now we've got our inside part, and then we have our label. So I'm choosing to use Cajun Craze ink. And I'm going to be using the sentiment that says, thank you, thankful for you. This is from the Gathering Moment set. And let's see if I can get this centered here. Okay, that looks great. And then I'm just going to glue that onto this little piece of Cajun Craze to just give it a little bit of a frame. And slide it in place. And then for the inside of the card, I'm going to use Expressing Heartfelt Gratitude. So as we're coming up on Thanksgiving, I thought this would be a pretty good one. Now you want to be careful about this, that you don't put it too high, because you don't want it poking out from underneath the flap. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So then that's going to go on the inside of our card. So I'm going to get that stuck down. And then I'm going to pop up my little sentiment with some mini dimensionals. Okay. So that's going to go like this. And then I'm just going to have that sticking off. I think I'm going to have it equal to this edge of the card. So I'm going to put dimensionals on only part of it. So this end, because otherwise you're going to be sticking and you don't need that stuck. So I'm going to get this closed. And I'm going to put it just like so. There is our beautiful card. Okay, so then, sorry, I'm getting everything scooched here. I have, I didn't know if I wanted to use this. So this is some Early Espresso linen thread. It comes in a pack with Old Olive. And I didn't know if I wanted to have a little bow. So if we were live, I could ask your opinion. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie one and then see if I like it. And if we do, if I like it, I guess, I'm going to add it. Okay, let's get a little snip here. So I think I am going to stick it on there. I think it just adds a little depth of color. So I'm going to grab my glue dot. And what I like to do with my glue dots, hopefully you can see it here, I like to kind of roll it into a little bit of a log. And there is, see if it'll focus on my finger. It's not really focusing too well. And then I'm going to stick that on the back of the knot for my thread. And I'm just going to put it here at the corner of my label. So there you have it. That is our card. And I guess I should have had something to decorate my envelope, but I did not. Oh, I have one more thing we can add. We do have these Cajun Craze and gold dots. And so I added that when I made this card. I put some here. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to grab, use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to line them up. And I'm going to put 3 of them. Just like so. There. Adds a little bit more sparkle. It kind of plays off the gold that's in the paper. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so I have a few other cards that I can show you. So this next one is a Christmas one. And for this one, I used a rectangle shape. So I basically used this piece of paper. This is from the Christmas Tags and More. So this is on a sheet that has 6 of these rectangles, all pre-printed. I cut them up and I matted them. And then I used a larger rectangle of the garden green to tuck it under. And then I also used the Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. And this is a wonderful pack. So both the label on the outside and on the inside, they have all kinds of sentiments. They've got Merry Christmas, From Our House to Yours, Joy, 'Tis the Season, Happy Christmas. So there's all kinds of sentiments to pick from. So this card went together very, very easily. And then I did decorate this envelope. And I added one more of those ephemera pack sentiments on here. So there is that one. All right, this next one is using some new products. So this is using, the sentiment is from the Friendly Foliage stamp. And then the dies that I used are the Petals of Beauty dies. So this was one of my papers from the watercolor retreat that I went to. So it had all kinds of beautiful tones in like the blues and kind of purplies. And so I chose to just die cut the flower and I stuck it on a piece of white. And then I did a white one just for this label. And then here is the inside. So super, super simple, but isn't that lovely by using those dies? And then here I used some adhesive sheet so that I could stick this down so that all the areas of this die are stuck so they won't get caught in the mail. All right, the next one is also something that is new. This is from the Delicate Pines. This one has a stunning paper. I was so excited. I didn't get this when I first saw it, and then we used it at the retreat, and then I said, oh, I need to order it. So here I did my snowflake. It's got 4 different layers. And then the paper on this is so pretty. Look at that. So celebrate the season, warmest winter wishes. And then I put some more snowflakes on my envelope. And then my last one is a different orientation. So this one is using the Peace on Earth bundle and then the Lights of Aurora Designer Series paper. So this Peace on Earth bundle is just so amazing. I've used this over and over and over. I really love this one. And so I've used the label, both sides of that. And then I just used the strip of paper for my flap. In fact, I didn't show that to you on this one, but I did the same thing. I had a strip of my Granny Apple Green, which layered, and then I put a white label on the back side of that one. So here is the same idea. So I had a strip of paper. It was just about, 3 inches or so, big enough so that it goes underneath here. And then I used more of that Lights of Aurora paper for the back side. But isn't that pretty? And then these are the frosted iridescent dots. And for that envelope, I did more of that paper in there. It is really so pretty. But I love having this, this beautiful dove. And I just think this makes a gorgeous card. So there's all my cards. Get this one here in the viewer. Let me know which one you like the best. I don't know if I really have a favorite, but if I do, it might be this one. I'm not really sure because I like them all. So that's a nice quick video for you this week. And next week, I think I'm going to be featuring this paper and this bundle. So stay tuned for that. That's just a little preview of what's to come. Thanks so much for watching.